Hello students, before we start our chapter, I would like to request you all to watch our introductory 2 videos given by me so that you will be clear about the 3-step strategy to do Dhamaka in physics exams. We have given the videos in the description box, or you can just click on our videos displayed at the end of this video for either introductory 2 videos or the next videos. Okay then, let's enjoy physics by Mr. Patel, who has a long, profound experience of 29 years of teaching physics in Sainik School, Balachand.
Chapter 8, Electromagnetic Waves. What is the source of electromagnetic waves? According to the Maxwell, accelerating charge produces electromagnetic waves. We know that a stationary charge produces only electric field. So it cannot produce electromagnetic waves. The stationary charge, whether it is positive and negative, it has only electric field. If it is negative, it has an electric field towards it. Correct? Here it is outwards. So it is associated only with the electric field. The charge in motion, that is steady current, produces magnetic field, but that is not changing with time, it's not varying magnetic field. If there is a current carrying conductor, correct, it produces a magnetic field around it. Direction of this is given by the right hand grip rule, that is clockwise. Direction of magnetic field is clockwise. If current is in upward, we have already studied, then it is anti-clockwise. Thumb gives the direction of current, then curl finger will give the direction of magnetic field lines. Correct? But it has a magnetic field, but this is not time varying. It doesn't change with the time. The field at the particular point will be the same. It has a same field strength. It won't change with the time. Correct? So it cannot also, this cannot produce, this can't. This also can't. Produce EM waves. So Maxwell said that accelerating charge produces electromagnetic waves. That is what we have studied in the LC oscillation. Charge surges, that is accelerating charge between the capacitor and the inductor. Correct? Consider a charge oscillating harmonically, SHM, with the time. This charge produces an oscillating electric field E. This electric field produces a magnetic field. The charge oscillating produces electric field. This is electric field, and the oscillating electric field, that is time varying electric field, and harmonically it is oscillating, that produces the magnetic field. This magnetic field and electric field, they are the source of each other. So again the magnetic field produces electric field, and electric field produces a magnetic field, and so on. This way it propagates in the medium. So this is the diagram of the electromagnetic waves. This electric field is a very high, E upon B ratio is about the velocity of light. That is, suppose the wave is traveling along the x-axis, then electric field and magnetic field, they are perpendicular. That is, electric field is along the y direction, magnetic field is along the z direction, the propagation is along the x direction. Correct? They are transverse waves. We will see later on about this. The oscillating magnetic field in the neighborhood. Correct? The process continues because the oscillating electric and magnetic fields act as a source of each other. The frequency of the EM wave is equal to the frequency of the oscillating of the charge. Oscillating charge, that is, suppose the capacitor and inductor, then what is the frequency? That is nu is equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root LC. We have already studied. In order to generate an EM waves of the frequency nu, we need to set up an AC circuit in which the current oscillates at the frequency nu, that is LC tuned circuit. Hence, it is easier to generate the low frequency EM waves such as radio waves, but it's a very difficult, we can't produce the waves of very high frequency like yellow light have the frequency of the order of 10 raised to 14. However, it is not possible experimentally demonstrate or produce the existence of the high frequency EM waves such as the visible light. For example, the generation of yellow light, which has a wavelength lambda is equal to 600 nanometer, that nanometer is 10 raised to minus 9 meter, requires an oscillator, LC oscillator of the frequency 6 into 10 raised to 14 hertz. That frequency into wavelength, that is equal to velocity of light 10 raised to 8, or if lambda is 600 nanometer, then frequency is equal to c upon 3, that is velocity of light 3 into 10 raised to 8 upon lambda. You can calculate the frequency nu is equal to c upon lambda. If lambda is 600 nanometer, that is c is 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second, we know velocity of light, and frequency is 600 nanometer, that is 6 into 10 raised to minus 11 meters, correct? That is equal to, roughly equal to, sorry, this is not minus 9, this is 600, that is minus 9, that is minus 7, that is equal to 15, sorry, or you can write 5 into 10 raised to 14, 5 into 10 raised to 14. So, of the order of 10 raised to 14 hertz, that is not possible to produce in the laboratory by using the oscillator. Oscillator, that is L and C, capacitor and inductor circuit, is called the oscillator that produces a frequency. LC oscillator of the frequency of 6 into 10 raised to 14 hertz, while the modern oscillator have the frequency hardly above the 10 raised to 11 hertz. So, this is 10 raised to about 1000 times more. So, it is not possible to produce in the laboratory. The James Clerk Maxwell predicted the existence of electromagnetic waves, as you have seen, that is in the 1865. A German physicist, Heinrich Hertz, succeeded in experimentally confirming the existence of electromagnetic waves in the radio waves range. The Hertz, after about 22 years later on, it took about 22 years, that is 1887. This 1865, Maxwell gave the theoretical, that is theory of the electromagnetic existence of, he predicted that there is existence of electromagnetic waves, that is oscillating charge can produce electromagnetic waves. But it was not produced, confirmed practically. So, Hertz, after 22 years, he produced electromagnetic waves. This is his setup, experiment of this. This is a transmitter which produces electromagnetic waves and transmit. This is a transmitter. This is detector or receiver, just as our radio. Radio is a receiver and radio station is a transmitting station. So, he used this is the induction coil, these are two thick wires, output of the induction coil, and this is input of the induction coil, correct. It consists of, these are the two square plates of size 40 centimeter, looks like a rectangle, but it is a square. So, I hope that you will understand it. The distance between those two is about 60 centimeter, and gap S1 and S2 is the gap, that is about 2 to 3 centimeter. The plates are connected with the thick wire. This is a thick wire, this is also a thick wire, ending the brass polished, highly polished ball. This is the detector, S1 and S2 is the gap in the detector, S1 dash and S2 dash is the gap in the detector. That is receiver, we can say whatever waves are produced, it will receive. It is a circular wire ending the ball, highly polished brass ball. These are the brass ball, these are also brass ball, correct. These are brass plate, metal plates, brass plate. So, when the current in the input is interrupted, then very high potential difference is produced in this S1 and S2, this side. these two plates, brass plates, metal plates, they get charged, producing the high potential. And this high potential that produces a spark, it ionizes the air. Ionizes the air, that is ions and the electrons, they oscillate harmonically. As a result, they produce electromagnetic waves. This is the direction of propagation of the wave. This is the direction of oscillating charge. So when this is parallel to this, the maximum spark is observed in the gap of the S1 dash and S2 dash. If it is perpendicular, no detection is there, because it shows that they are transverse waves. The waves, the charged particle oscillate like this, that electric field and magnetic field, they are right, and propagation is perpendicular to this. Correct? This is a Hertz setup. So Hertz experimental setup, the metal plates form a capacitor. This is a capacitor of low value, and this rod forms the inductors. So frequency is given by the nu is equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root LC. We know already. The capacitor of a low capacitance and the connecting thick wire, these thick wires, they offer a low inductance L. The system generates electromagnetic waves of frequency nu. So nu is equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root LC. The frequency of the oscillator was given by nu is equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root LC. Thus Hertz produced the waves of frequency 5 into 10 raised to 7 Hertz, that is in the radio wave range. So lambda is equal to C upon nu, that is about 6 meters in 1887. So it took about 22 years after the Maxwell theoretical prediction. Correct? Maxwell gave theory in the 1865. Hertz produced the electromagnetic waves of 6 meters by using his instrument in 1887. After 7 years after the Hertz experiment, an Indian scientist, Jagdish Chandra Bose at Calcutta, now Kolkata it is called, produced EM waves of much shorter wavelength, that is more higher frequency than this. Frequency will be higher, wavelength is shorter, that is 25 millimeter to 5 millimeter range. Correct? At around the same time, Guglielmo Marconi of Italy succeeded in transmitting the electromagnetic waves over distances of many kilometers. That is, in Hertz experiment, one of the gaps, that is, he was connected with the earthen and another was connected with the antenna, and he was able to transmit these waves through the English Channel in 1899. Later on, in 1901, he was able to transmit along the Atlantic Ocean. So he succeeded in transmitting the electromagnetic waves over distances of many kilometers. Marconi's experiment marks the beginning of the field of communication using electromagnetic waves, and then after electromagnetic waves were used in the communication for radio, TV, etc. Nature of electromagnetic waves or properties, we can say. Number 1, electromagnetic waves are produced by accelerated charges. We know that they cannot be produced by a static charge, because static charge is associated with the only electric field, or steady charges, that is charges moving with a constant speed, they are associated with the magnetic field but not changing magnetic field. So they are produced by the accelerated charges. For an example, if electron is moving in the hydrogen atom in the first orbit, n is equal to 1, then it is accelerated charge and it can emit the electromagnetic waves. Correct? So accelerated charges and do not require any material medium, that is, they can propagate or travel through the vacuum for their propagation, as in the case of the light waves. Light waves are electromagnetic waves, they do not need any material medium for their propagation. But mechanical waves or elastic waves, they need a material medium. For example, sound waves or water waves they move through the medium of water. Wave is actually disturbance. What moves is a disturbance proceed further. Sometimes the boys, they misunderstand that wave doesn't move, that is a material doesn't move along with the waves. Waves only transmit the energy. So, energy of the accelerating electron is transmitted in the form of the waves. So, if it is a water waves, and if you put generate the water waves in the water, are moving the meter scale or any other, you can produce either. If you move vertically, you can produce the circular rings, that is waves, that is called the ripples, or in the horizontally, then you can produce the plane waves. So, that, but if you put the wooden piece at some distance away from the source of the production, that is, you won't find that the wooden piece moves along with the waves. Only disturbance, that is handed over from water molecule to another water molecule and so on. Number 2, the direction of oscillation of E and B fields are perpendicular to each other and also perpendicular to the propagation of waves. So, suppose the electric field in the direction of Y and magnetic field in the direction of B, that is the Z axis, and wave is propagated in the direction of X. So, remember, this is a very important point, crucial point to be remembered. The E and B fields are mutually perpendicular and they are also perpendicular to the propagation of waves, as we have already discussed. The electromagnetic waves are transverse waves, that is, they are transverse waves. All light waves, they are electromagnetic waves, radio waves, X-rays, gamma rays. This oscillation of E and B fields are in the same phase. There is no phase difference. The phase difference between the electric field and the magnetic field is 0. There is no phase difference between the two waves. Fourth, all electron waves, that is gamma rays, X-rays, ultraviolet, these are in the order of the decreasing frequency or increasing wavelength. If you go from left to the right, the frequency will decrease. That is, gamma ray has highest frequency, and the last one is the long radio waves. They are the smallest frequency, but they are longest in the length, that is, wavelength is maximum. This has maximum shortest waves and having the highest frequency. Total product is the frequency into wavelength is the velocity of light in free space, 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second or 3 lakhs kilometer per second, you can see. So, gamma rays, X-rays, ultraviolet rays and visible light, VIBGYOR, correct? Violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red, correct? You know the red is longest, is about double than the violets. So, infrared, there is heat waves also we say, and microwaves we use in the microwaves are used in the microwave oven, short radio waves, TV waves, FM waves, that is frequency modulated waves, correct? That is frequency of the audio wave. Actually, waves cannot travel a long distance. So, if you speak and that sound is to be transmitted and it is to be received by the radio, it cannot go directly and receive. So, if you speak at Rajkot and you want to listen your voice, your relatives wants to, or your father wants to, suppose he is staying at Ahmedabad and he wants to listen your voice, he can't listen directly. So, that is to be superimposed over the high frequency radio waves and they are called the carrier waves. So, they are superimposed over. So, if frequency of the carrier waves changes according to the frequency of the audio waves, then that modulation is called the frequency modulation. So, TV waves, FM waves, that is frequency modulation is made and then it is transmitted. AM, that is amplitude modulation, in which the amplitude of the waves, the carrier waves, it changes according to the audio signal, correct? That is, suppose this is the carrier waves at a very high frequency, these are carrier waves. It needs a carrier. This is the audio signal, whatever you speak, that has a very less frequency. So, these two are combined. So, frequency of this that changes according to the audio signal. This is audible, we can hear, but it cannot travel a long distance. If you speak at Rajkot, that won't reach to the Ahmedabad. but these waves, high frequency waves, can travel a long distance. So it is superimposed over this. So frequency of this, that will, amplitude of this will change according to carrier waves. Okay. So there is another one. It is actually like this. Now this can travel a long distance, but it is unaudible. We cannot hear. So when we tune a radio, there is a resonance circuit, LC circuit. You know, we have already studied that oscillator that picks up. When the frequency matches, we have to tune it by changing the value of the capacitor called the Gang capacitor. L we cannot change, inductance. So by that, the frequency of that becomes equal to the incoming signal from the transmitting station of the radio, that it pickups. Then after we have to rectify it. So half of this is done by the rectifier. So diode acts as a rectifier, that you don't know, that you will study in the 14th last chapter. So half is cut by diode. That is called a detector or detection process. Then after we want the only audio, so this is to be removed, the filter. So this is filter by using the chalk type or pi type filters. Correct? From passing to the inductor, you know that this has less frequency. That is, inductor and capacitors are used. So if the signal goes three-way, then inductor will offer the high resistance for the radio high frequency carrier waves. So it will block. It offers very high resistance. We know that inductive reactance XL is 2 pi nu L. So nu is more, high frequency will block here. Audio waves, that is audible, which we want to, that is sound, that will come here. And again capacitor inductive reactance, that is capacity reactance XC is equal to 1 upon 2 pi nu C. That is, frequency is less, it is more. So it will block low frequency signal. So if you select it, you will get the output here, that is only audible signal. This audio signal you will get here. It won't pass, capacitor won't allow to pass through it. It offers very high resistance for a low frequency signal. So they are called the filter. They do not filter any liquid, they filter the waves. So chalk type, L type and pi type filters are used. This was the L type I showed. Thus, the all EM waves, they travel in the free space with the same speed, that is 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. The speed is given by equation 1 upon under root mu 0 epsilon 0. Mu 0 is the magnetic permittivity and epsilon 0 is the permittivity of free space. Correct? If the ray travels in another medium having the permeability mu and the permittivity epsilon, then the velocity is given by the equation 1 upon under root mu, that is permeability, that is in the case of magnetism, and this is permittivity, that is in the electricity we use, and that is equal to C upon N. N is the refractive index of the medium through which ray is passing. So in other medium the speed is less, because mu is equal to mu r into mu 0 and epsilon is equal to epsilon r, that is relative permittivity into permittivity in the free space, that is mu r into epsilon 0. So as we have discussed earlier that about the speed is maximum in the free space, other medium it is somewhat less. Next point, fifth. The amplitude ratio of electric and the magnetic field is E0 upon B0 is equal to velocity of light. That is, E0 has value very high. You can see E0 is equal to B0 into C, velocity of light 3 into 10 raised to power 8 meter per second, and that is equal to already we have seen the 1 upon under root mu 0 E 0. The mu 0 is permeability and epsilon 0 is permittivity. Or E 0 you can write E 0 is equal to B 0 C, magnetic field amplitude. This is amplitude, that is maximum displacement into C, or B 0 is equal to E 0 upon C. 6. EM waves carry energy as they travel through the space, and this energy is shared equally by electric field and the magnetic field. The average energy density of an electromagnetic wave is U is equal to the energy of electric due to electric field and energy due to magnetic field, UE plus UB, that is equal to half epsilon 0 E 0 square plus B 0 square upon mu 0. UE is equal to epsilon 0 E square upon 2 and UB is equal to B 0 square upon 2 mu 0. Correct? So, energy, that is, if anyone comes, any charged particle comes, correct, it will impart the energy and it will oscillate. So, if waves in which the charged particle comes, suppose electron comes, that will impart the energy, it will start oscillating. Next, electromagnetic waves transfer linear momentum as they travel through space. That is, momentum P is equal to U upon C, correct? Energy upon this C. 8th, EM waves are not deflected by electric and magnetic field. That is, they are uncharged particles. Remember that there is a electric field and there is a magnetic field, but there is no charge. All electromagnetic waves, whether X-rays, gamma rays, radio waves, deep Gauss, microwaves, all they travel with in the free space with the same velocity and all are uncharged. That is, if they are passed from the electric field, there won't be a deflection from the path. They will go straight way. Or if they are passed through the magnetic field, they will be again not deflected, undeflected, they will go straight way. So, if they are passed from the electric and magnetic field, they will go undeviated. So, electromagnetic waves are not deflected by electric and magnetic field, that is, the wave was uncharged rays. Unlike alpha rays is charged particle, gamma, that is He24 is doubly ionized helium atom, you know, and beta rays, that is -1 it has charge and 0 mass. These are charged particles, they will be deflected. If they are passed from the electric or magnetic field, they will be deflected. So, beta ray will be deflected. If it is passed from the electric field, is a negatively charged, it will be deflected towards the positively charged plate, correct? Or if it is alpha rays, it will be deflected towards the negatively charged plate, because it is positively charged. Doubly ionized helium atom. If you remove the 2 electrons from helium atom, that helium atom will become alpha particle. Next, 9. They obey the principle of superposition. They show the property, that is, they show the principle of superposition as other waves show, that is, mechanical waves and the light waves also. Interference, diffraction, reflection, refraction, interference, diffraction, polarization. All properties which are shown by the rays, that is reflection, refraction, interference, diffraction and polarization. Even scattering also, which is not here shown. Next and last, the electric field of an electromagnetic waves is responsible for its optical effect. Next chapter we will study about the reflection of light. Whatever. In that, the electric field vector that is responsible for the reflection of or refraction, etc. So, because E0 is very, very greater than B0, E0 upon B0 is C, that is very high, correct. Now, E field vector, that is can be represented by say Ey, then Ey is equal to E0 sin kx minus omega t. This is the phase with respect to the position. You know, when wave travels, there is a phase change, and phase changes with the distance and phase changes with the time. So, this is the x is the distance from the origin. So, this is the phase with respect to the distance x, and this is the phase with respect to the This is the phase with respect to the distance, this is the phase to the time. The time t is connected. That is equal to, that could be written as E0 sine 2 pi into x upon lambda minus nu t. Nu is the frequency. You know omega is 2 pi upon 2 pi upon t. Omega is 2 pi upon t. And that is equal to 2 pi 1 upon t. Time period is the frequency, that is 2 pi nu. So if wave travels in one time period, what is the time? T. What is the distance? Lambda. Lambda distance travel in the time period. That is when the particle of this makes one oscillation, wave goes to this point, say this A point and then B point. AB distance is lambda. Phase difference between this is 180, this is 180, that is 2 pi. So lambda is equal to 2 pi or equal to, in time you can write t. These are equivalent of. So correct. And k is equal to 2 pi upon lambda. K is a propagation constant. You have studied in 11, and omega is equal to 2 pi upon t, that 2 pi nu. So you can write again this E0 sine is a sinusoidal function, as we have studied in the AC circuit also. The same way it changes periodically the phase with the time and the distance position. So E0 sine 2 pi x upon lambda minus t upon t, nu is equal to 1 upon t. So we can, in different forms you can write it. So waves, here this is a figure of the waves. Ex is equal to Ez is equal to 0, because E is electric field is along the y. So what is the electric field, magnitude of electric field along the z? 0. What is the magnitude of electric field along the x? That is also 0. Correct. Similarly for magnetic field, the By, B is for magnetic field and y is for y-axis. What is the magnetic field along the y-axis? 0. What is the magnetic field along the x-axis? 0. Both are along the propagation direction 0. So if waves travel in the x direction, in x direction both the field will be 0, and both the fields are at right angle, and they are right angle to the propagation. Wave travels along the x-axis, so it is perpendicular to the propagation direction x also. So all three are perpendicular. So Bz, magnetic field, can be represented mathematically as is a sinusoidal function B0 sine kx minus omega t. This could be written as B0 sine 2 pi x upon t minus nu t. Instead of E0 it is B0, as we have already discussed. So waves, this is it oscillates like this, correct, along the y-axis. This oscillates. This is half one, this is after half, correct, it will rotate like this, it will oscillate like this, and this is the z direction. So the magnetic field will oscillate about the z direction. So this is the direction, this one. After half time period it will be here, correct. As we already discussed, the electric field is the source for the magnetic field. So electric field will produce a magnetic field, and magnetic field will produce electric field, correct, because they are produced by oscillating charges, and they are oscillating field, they are the source of each other. Let us see about the whether it exerts a pressure. That is, when the sun shines on your hand, you feel the warmth, energy being absorbed from the EM waves. That is, your hand become warm, or head or body, one feet, correct. The pressure exerted by the waves is P is equal to, given by equation U by C. But because of we do not experience the pressure, we experience the only warmness, correct. So they carry the energy, heat energy and the light energy, and they exert the pressure also. So, pressure we do not feel. Why? The pressure is very less, because C is equal to 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second is a very large, and amount of momentum transferred to the is extremely very small, and you do not feel the pressure. In 1903, the American scientists Nichols and the Holmes, they measure the radiation pressure, correct? That is 7 into 10 raised to minus 6 Newton per meter square. Per meter square area, it exerts a pressure this much. That is, the force is 7 into 10 raised to minus 6 Newton per meter square, correct? So, pressure will be force upon area. Thus, on a surface area of 10 centimeter square, the force due to the radiation is only about this much. This we cannot feel it. So, suppose the area of our palm is considered as 10 centimeters, what is the pressure force? That is, we know that pressure is equal to force upon area. Let P be the pressure, F is the force, and A is the area of your palm. What is the pressure exerted by the waves? So, force is equal to, therefore, pressure into area. Pressure, American scientists, they shown that 7 into 10 raised to minus 6 Newton per meter square. That is, pressure is equal to 7 into 10 raised to minus 6 Newton per meter square, and area is suppose 10 centimeter square, that is equal to 10 into 10 raised to minus 4 meter square. So, what is the area? Area suppose 10 centimeter, this is square, then 10 centimeter square is equal to 10 into 10 raised to minus 4 meters, that is 10 raised to minus 3. So, force is equal to pressure measured by American scientists, that is equal to 7 into 10 raised to minus 6 into 10 raised to minus 3. It is P into A. So, minus 6 and minus 3, that is minus 9. So, 7 into 10 raised to minus 9 Newton. What is the unit of force? Newton, that we know. So, that this is very less pressure force, and we cannot feel it, but we feel the warmness. So, they exert pressure, they carry energy and momentum also.